Listen to me. You've got to sincerely become okay with being misunderstood. And everybody loves to romanticize this idea. Everybody loves to talk about this. I do what I want to do. I don't give a fuck when nobody think about me. Is it true? Is it? Because when you really start being brutally honest with yourself, you start noticing places where you feel compelled to prove your rightness, to prove that you are correct. And that is one of the greatest tools that you can have in life, to show you places where you're shaky with yourself. And that's a bitter pill to swallow. That's why self-honesty is so powerful, because it is the greatest tool you have to basically get through anything in life. And it will also help you. Of course, it'll help you call yourself on your bullshit. But you have to keep going deeper and deeper, because the mind is tricky, man. The soul is tricky. Your ego, your higher self, is all you. So that whole idea of killing your ego is naive as fuck. You need your ego on earth, okay? You need your ego on earth because you are in a physical place where people are rooted in the material. You have a spiritual aspect that's non-material, and you have clearly a body that is physical. You need your ego to survive on earth. Otherwise, somebody could come and smack you upside the head and be, I'm at peace. That is beneath me. No. You need your ego to stand up for yourself. However, it must be taught. And you have to put your ego on game. And also, you can also learn from your ego. It is there to serve you the same way your higher self is supposed to serve you. And I almost hate saying those terms because it divides you. All of it is you. Your lower nature and your higher nature. It serves a purpose so that you can kind of distinguish where you're acting from, which is useful, right? But the easiest way for someone to be manipulated is the ego to be played to, and their need to be correct and right to be played to. Prime example, elections. It's almost frightening how easily they flip people from one side to the other, and it's unbeknownst to them. It's like right here, and people don't even notice. Perfect example. All the football players, all the sports athletes doing a little Donald Trump dance. These are the same niggas 4 years ago that were kneeling and protesting the racism and all of this shit in the NFL and the sports and all that. I'm oppressed and all this other shit. Now, the so-called racist president is their hero. Ain't that something? And nobody realizes that proving your rightness keeps you in the game. When you give up the need to be right, you leave the game. You can no longer be toyed with, because it doesn't matter what other people think. It matters if you know it or not. Okay? Because if you know it truly, if you know it in the marrow of your bones, the need to prove it to someone else completely goes away. You don't even have the desire anymore. That's how you know when you've arrived. And that's how also, like I said, how you can find those places in yourself that are shaky. And it's okay for those places to be shaky. You human. You having a human experience. You are here to re-secure and secure those places in yourself that are shaky. That's what you come here to do. And again, you don't get to a finish line. You don't get to a plateau, because you're going to do this work for decades and decades. And somebody is going to shine a light on something. Somebody's going to trigger you. Something in the media is going to trigger you. And you be like, God damn it, I thought I worked through that. I thought I was enlightened. No, the work is endless. You got to keep going. So the way to break that loop, because there's nothing that can keep you in a loop of suffering more than needing to prove yourself right. You will find yourself explaining yourself over and 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 over again. Whether it's to your mate, whether it's to a certain social group. Black people are a prime example of this. Y'all been explaining yourselves to white people for I don't know how long. And they don't get it. like why are you still explaining yourself? Why do you need someone to validate your truth and your value? Because you don't really believe it. That's the real bitter pill to swallow. You don't really believe it. You need somebody else to come and tell you, hey Negro, it's okay to be black. You're accepted. We accept you. Here's a seat at the table. And that ain't how this works. Because you're going to always be like a little ping pong ball at the whim of the emotions of whomever, whether it's white folks, whether it's Republicans today, whether it's Democrats tomorrow. It don't matter. You're going to always be at the whim of what they decide to think. How powerless. You got to bring it back home to you and really look at yourself and look at those moments where you feel a need for validation about how you feel about yourself. If you told somebody, man, I got running water at my house right now, man, please, you ain't got no running water at your house, you would be like, okay, whatever. But when it comes to something trickier, like being comfortable in your skin, being comfortable as your race, being comfortable as your gender, being comfortable as someone who likes Trump and is black, being okay with being someone who's white and enjoys being white, someone who's black and is okay with being black. I might have already said that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But you get my point. When you really know it, then you can be free. That is the only way to be free. And we're in this place in society right now where we've given the responsibility. No, I need you to pat me on the back. I need you to tell me I'm okay. I need you to tiptoe around language and not say certain things so that I can feel okay about being me. And don't say that word. Da 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 da. It's an endless fucking cycle of just, it's ridiculous because it will never end. It will never end. Today it's one word, then 2 days from now it's this word. Now you can't say that word, they can't say that word. It's like, enough. How good would it be if you could walk out into the world and feel good about being you, and you feeling good about you is enough? How powerful would that be? That's the goal. That's the thing to reach for. It's not about getting everybody else to understand you. Because the reason why you don't understand, people don't understand you, is because you don't understand you. And it's not even about other people understanding you, because when you understand you and you are completely okay with whatever it is that you believe, really, whatever it is that you know, when you get to that place of knowing, you don't have to prove it to a soul. You don't care about proving it to somebody because you live it. When you become it and you live it, nobody can take that from you. It don't matter what they say, it don't matter what they think. And the energy of that, you get around people, they can feel it. They can feel the certainty of you. And that's the thing to reach for. You gotta become okay with people not understanding you. You have 1,000,000 billion thoughts day to day. 1,000,000 thoughts day to day. And if you hung your ability to have peace on if other people understood each and every one of these thoughts, or even the ones that society, which you make up, because everybody looks at, well, society, what the hell do you think you create? You are society. Society is made up of people. It's not this entity that's out there somewhere that you're not a part of. And as you become okay with you, guess what you do? you change society. That's all I got. Adios.